Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Kathamritam tapta jeevanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam srimadaadatam bhuvi grunantiye bhurida janaha. Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita Pratham Bhag Pratham Khando Shoptam Parichhed. Sri Ramakrishna has told us about power of faith, about the greatness of faith in this chapter. Because this chapter is the way out from entangling in the worldly mess, in the net of Kamini Kanchan, and that way out, that remedy is faith. Sri Ramakrishna has also sung a beautiful song for us. That Ami Durga 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 Bole Ma Jodi Moro, even if I die with the name of my divine mother Durga on my lips, that divine mother, Mother Shankari, who is going to take care of my hereafter, that divine Mother Shankari cannot but liberate me. She cannot prevent my liberation. Whatsoever sins I might have committed, whatever crimes I might have committed, so what? I have uttered the name of Durga. My mother Durga's name is there on my lips when I'm dying, when I am taking my last breath, when I'm passing away. I have my mother in my mind. She is going to save me. She is going to save me from all these heinous crimes that I might have done. And no, I am not bothered even to the least extent. I am going to attain the Brahmapad. Brahmapad Nitipari. I will go and snatch. I have got full right being my mother's child. How can my mother prevent me? How can my mother object my attaining that Brahmapad? I have her name on my lips. And this happens in the case of seekers for liberation, that who seek liberation, mukshu, they have to attain liberation with strong faith in their chosen ideal, in their Ishta Devata. And then after talking about the faith aspect, now Thakur talks about the giver free. Nitya. Thakur talks about such people, and he presents to us the live example in front of us sitting there in Sri Ramakrishna's room, the 19-year-old boy Narendra, comparing with him, comparing Narendra with Uma Pakhi. The mother drops egg. Mother is high up above in the sky. Mother drops the egg. Egg starts falling, and they are at such a height, such a great height, that it takes days and days for that egg is falling, 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 and just during falling there itself high up, egg, tiny little one comes out, opens his eyes, spreads his tiny little wings, looks down. Oh my God! Is earth there? If I go like this, hit the earth, it is all gone. Mother! And then he thinks of mother and shoots up high up in the sky back to its mother. Sri Ramakrishna, he gives an example of this bird to describe what what metal Narayan is made up of. These young boys, they are of Siddha category. They belong to the category of ever free, not to be entangled by Kamini Kanchon, not to be entangled by any of the worldly temptations, not to be entangled or attached to lust and greed. Now, having heard so much of a praise in front of everybody, Naren feeling very awkward, he leaves the place. If we were there, we would have sat like, see, Thakur is talking so high of me. Hmm? I'm such a wonderful person. Naren, no, he's least bothered about praise. He is least bothered about criticism. For him, criticism and praise, they don't matter. He's Sthitaprajna. And listening to all these high talk, sweet words of Thakur about him, he leaves the room, goes outside. Now there are few people in the room who are sitting around Sri Ramakrishna. শোভামতে কেদার প্রাণকৃষ্ণ মাস্টার ইত্যাদি অনেকে আছেন। শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ দেখো নরেন্দ্র গাইতে বাজাতে পড়াশোনায় সব ততই ভালো। সেদিন কেদারের সঙ্গে তর্ক করেছিল। কেদারের কথাগুলো কচকচ করে কেটে দিতে লাগলো। ঠাকুরও সকলের হাস্য কচ কচ করে কেটে দিতে লাগলো। Sri Ramakrishna is still not, Naren's praise cannot stop. When Thakur is praising Naren, it will go on and on and on, and Thakur continues. Listen, see, Naren is such a wonderful person, such a good boy. He sings, he plays musical instruments, he reads, he discusses, he argues. So nice. In each and every field, he is master. He is so good. Whichever activity he does, he just excels in that activity, whether it is singing or playing any musical instrument or even in arguments or in reading, writing. Naren is a gem of a class. Thakur cannot stop praising Naren. Naren is so close to his heart. And he says, that day, সেদিন কেদারের সঙ্গে তর্ক করেছিল। He had an argument, discussion with Kedar. Kedar was sitting there in front of him. Kedar, Pranakrishna, Master, and all. সেদিন কেদারের সঙ্গে তর্ক করেছিল। He had a discussion with Kedar that day, and কেদারের কথাগুলো কচ কচ করে কেটে দিতে লাগলো। Like a Caesar, sharp-edged Caesar. Cut. He just went on cutting off his arguments. He bashed his arguments with his arguments. Kedar's arguments with his arguments. Kedar just had to accept defeat, kind of, while arguing with Naren. That is the stuff Naren is made of. And Thakur and everyone laughs. And Thakur asks Master. All this time, Master is just a spectator, one among the crowd, having asked those two questions. One is, should we keep quiet if that person is harming us? And the second question, what is the way out for us householders? And Thakur explaining. He answered those two questions, and now Thakur involves Sri M in his talk, কেদারের প্রতি। ইংরাজিতে কোন তর্কের বই আছে গা? মাস্টার, আজ্ঞা, হ্যাঁ, ইংরাজিতে ন্যায়শাস্ত্র, লজিক আছে। শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ, আচ্ছা, কি রকম বলি দেখি? মাস্টার এবার মুশকিলে পড়িলেন। হুম, বলেছিল এক রকম আছে সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্ত থেকে বিশেষ সিদ্ধান্তে পৌঁছা। যেমন সব মানুষ মরে যাবে, পণ্ডিতেরা মানুষ হইব, পণ্ডিতেরা মরে যাবে। আর এক রকম আছে বিশেষ দৃষ্টান্ত বা ঘটনা দেখে সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্তে পৌঁছান। যেমন এক কাকটা কালো, ও কাকটা কালো। আবার যত কাক দেখেছি সবই কালো, অতএব সব কাকই কালো। কিন্তু এরকম সিদ্ধান্ত করলে ভুল হতে পারে। না হয়তো খুঁজতে খুঁজতে আর এক দেশে সাদা কাক দেখা গেল। আর এক দৃষ্টান্ত, যেখানে বৃষ্টি সেইখানে মেঘ ছিল বা আছে। অতএব সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্ত হলো যে মেঘ থেকে বৃষ্টি হয়। আরো এক দৃষ্টান্ত, এ মানুষটির ৩২ দাঁত আছে, ও মানুষটির ৩২ দাঁত। আবার যে কোনো মানুষ দেখছি তারই ৩২ দাঁত আছে, অতএব সব মানুষেরই ৩২ দাঁত আছে। এরূপ সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্তের কথা ইংরাজি ন্যায়শাস্ত্রে আছে। শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ কথাগুলি শুনিলেন মাত্র, শুনিতে শুনিতে অন্যমনস্ক হইলেন। কাজে কাজে আর এ বিষয়ে বেশি প্রসঙ্গ হইল না। Now, Sri Ramakrishna now involves Sri M in the discussion. Until now, he is a listener and a questioner. Now, Sri Ramakrishna asks him, is there any book on reasoning in English? ইংরাজিতে কোন তর্কের বই আছে না, আছে গো? My dear boy, is there any book in English on reasoning? Master says, Master has studied. He's a wonderful scholar, in fact. Master says, okay, yes, sir. Reverend, okay, ইংরাজিতে ন্যায়শাস্ত্র, লজিক আছে। Yes, sir. There is a book. There are books on this in English called as logic, Nyaya Shastra. And then Sri Ramakrishna asks him, oh, out of curiosity, Acha, এরকম একটু বলো দেখি, what sort of logic, what sort of reasoning is it? Just give me some idea about it. Talk about it. Give me some examples. Like Thakur is master of giving examples. He has a bag full of examples for any topic. Like we have seen for it, he gave the example of Ram Hanuman, he gave the example of Bibhishan and that man who just went down after he lost his faith, after he had a doubt on his faith. For each and every topic, for sitting and taking the name of God in seclusion, Thakur has an example of converting milk into curd into butter. Like that, Thakur wants to. He's very curious. He's a teacher and also a learner. So he wants to learn from Master Moshe. What kind of example? Just give me some idea. What kind of logic is that? What kind of reasoning is that? Now, Master came into a problem. It was a situation for him, a difficult situation for him, explaining to Thakur. The person, the knower of everything, explaining to him what English logic is. Master Moshe had a time. Now, what to say? And finally, now that it was Sri Ramakrishna's order, explain to me what is logic as per your English studies. Sri M says, we can quote some examples. One part of logic is reasoning from general propositions to specific. Like what? For example, all men die. He gives an example. সব মানুষ মরে যাবে. All men will die sometime. পণ্ডিতেরা মানুষ. It's the learned men are men. Therefore, অতএব পণ্ডিতেরা মরে যাব. Therefore, Pandits will also die. From general. First, you take a general observation. Men will die. Now you go to a specific. Pandits are men. And you come to a conclusion. Therefore, one, two, three. Therefore, Pandits will die. Then TM says, there is another way of reasoning. বিশেষ দৃষ্টান্ত বা ঘটনা দেখে সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্তে পৌঁছান. You see a specific thing and from that you infer it to general reasoning, general proposition. First we have seen from general to specific. Now M says there is also from specific to general. Like he gives another example. Come on. This crow is black. That crow is black. আবার যত কাক দেখেছি সবই কালো. This crow is black, that crow is black. Moreover, all the crows that I have seen are black. So, from specific to অতএব, therefore, সব কাকই কালো. This crow is black. We have seen a specific crow. That crow is black. We have seen a specific crow. All the crows I have seen are black. Yes, that is also generalized specific. And therefore, we come to the statement all crows are black. Specific to general proposition. Now, 3M further says, but there is a problem in this kind of reasoning. There is a problem in this kind of reasoning from specific to general. How? কেন না হয়ে খুঁজতে খুঁজতে আর এক দেশে সাদা কাক দেখা গেল. It might happen. We have made from a specific observation, we have made a general proposition that all those are black. There might be a problem in this proposition, this reasoning. How? Maybe while going around walking at so many different places, in some place, in some Timbuktu, I might see a white crow. Then what happens? This general proposition falls flat. The white crow, all crows are black. It is the proposition I have made based on my observations. There is a white crow. So that is the lacuna, that is the problem, that is a hitch in this kind of reasoning. Very, very complicated. Then 3M further extends giving his examples. আর এক দৃষ্টান্ত. যেখানে বৃষ্টি সেইখানে মেঘ ছিল আছে. Wherever it rains, there is a cloud. অতএব এই সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্ত হলো, so the general proposition is যে মেঘ থেকে বৃষ্টি হয়. I've had this observation that wherever it rains from the cloud. Therefore, from that specific, I come to a general proposition that wherever there is a cloud, it will rain. মেঘ থেকে বৃষ্টি হয়। আরো এক দৃষ্টান্ত। Now M has started. He is a teacher after all, and Thakur has asked him to give some examples on English logic. So here M starts with all his educational prowess. এই মানুষটির 32 দাঁত আছে। This man has 32 teeth. ও মানুষটির 32 দাঁত। আবার যে কোনো মানুষ দেখেছি আর ওই 32 দাঁত আছে। This man has 32 teeth, that man has 32 teeth. Whichever man I have seen, they have 32 teeth. অতএব, therefore, সব মানুষেরই 32 দাঁত আছে। Therefore, all the human beings have 32 teeth. Now M concludes, এরূপ সাধারণ সিদ্ধান্তের কথা ইংরেজি ন্যায়শাস্ত্রে আছে। Likewise, like this, there is a uh, uh, reasoning strategy, reasoning theory in English logic. This is how the general propositions in English logic are arrived at. Sri Ramakrishna কথাগুলি শুনিলেন মাত্র, he listened, he heard everything. But while listening to all these logical propositions and specific to general, general to specific, one crow is black, that crow is black, all crows are black, therefore all the crows are black. This man has 32 teeth, that man has 32 teeth. Whichever man I have seen have 32 teeth, therefore all men have 32 teeth. This kind of from specific to general and general to specific, all these things, I could listen. শুনিতে শুনিতে অন্যমনস্ক হইলেন. While listening, he just went somewhere. His mind was elsewhere. Physically, he was there. Sri M's words were hitting his ears, but Sri Thakur had crossed this realm. His mind had crossed this realm, this plane, and went somewhere else. কাজে কাজেই আর এ বিষয়ে বেশি প্রসঙ্গ হইল না। Now, with Thakur in a different world, there was this talk could not further be extended. This talk just got stopped there. I'm talking about various things in English logic, specific to general, general to specific, this, that. Listen, while listening, Thakur had spoken about Narain before this, and his talk on Narain, praising Narain, although he had told Sri M that, let me know what kind of reasoning is there in your English logic. While listening, Thakur just went out of this plane. His mind went high above, and whatever M was talking, no, was in the divine realm, in the higher realm. So this talk could not continue. And this is where Sri M ends his Shaptam Parichhed. So we have read about rain, And we have read about for the first time M in a different role. Although that explanation that he gave and all, how much it reached Thakur is a different matter because by the time M stopped giving his examples and concluded that this is the way reasoning happens in English logic, it was beyond Thakur's listening. That's how the chapter ends here. And tomorrow we start another eighth chapter, Ashtam Puriched, a beautiful, a conversation between Sri Ramakrishna, Narendra, and M in the eighth chapter. So that is for today. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Jai Swamiji.